Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast.
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. It's all dog around this mug. I'm good.
Hey, what's going on, Who Dat Nation? It is yours truly, Timothy J. Jones. And yes, I am the host of the State of the Saints podcast. Thank you so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast, where we talk New Orleans Saints. Really do appreciate your time. Much love to you. Happy Friday to you. And I just want to let everybody know that this will not be a long show. As a matter of fact, I'm only doing this podcast, this episode, to let you know that in about 15 minutes, we're going to be going live on Bleacher Report. So if you want to check out a little bit more in-depth conversation about Alvin Kamara and where we're going with this, go over to Bleacher Report. We're going to be talking about that. We're going to be talking about Juwan Johnson and so many other Saints topics. So I put the link inside of the chat. You can download the Bleacher Report app. You have to download the Bleacher Report app in order for you to get access to this, okay? If you love the State of the Saints podcast, if you love your boy, I'm asking you to support me on Bleacher Report, Saints Talk with Timothy J. Jones. We're going to be talking about Alvin Kamara over there, okay? It's going to start at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1 p.m. Central. So make sure that you download the Bleacher Report app, hit that link, and you'll be able to join the fun. And I guarantee I'll be answering questions. I'll be giving, in-depth conversation about that. So make sure that you download the app, all right? But I also want to acknowledge this as well. I want to give a special shout out to somebody that has been down for the cause since day one. Somebody that honestly I have a lot of love and respect for, and a man who really believed in me when, I was just starting out. I wasn't even on camera. Want to give a special happy birthday shout out to my guy, Jerry, the OG of the State of the Saints podcast. I know today is his birthday. I want to acknowledge that. Anybody that knows Jerry knows that he's extremely supportive. Any channel that starts, Jerry is always one of the subscribers. He always shows love and support. So on this day, we just want to show him love and support as well. So happy birthday to you, Jerry. Thank you so much for your support. I know you turned 40 today, man, the big 4-0. And we wish that you have many, many more, my friend. And also, I want to give a special shout out to my brother, Sam. Sam has been on the show a couple of times. I want to say on a Veterans Day episode, he was a special guest here. It's his birthday today as well. So I want to give a special shout out to my brother, Sam, as well. Happy birthday to you, man. But let's go ahead and get into it, talk a little bit about Alvin Kamara. And once again, we're going to switch over to Bleacher Report to get a little bit more in depth about that. Alvin Kamara, on the final day of Saints minicamp, decided to skip it, said, forget it, right? He said that, I want more money, right? It's a contract situation. He decided to set out and protest, even though Alvin Kamara was there for the mandatory minicamp for the first day as well as the second day. The third day, he said that I ain't going to be here. And we all know that Alvin Kamara is extremely instrumental to the New Orleans Saints and their success. I don't need to tell you that. He is the straw that stirs the drink. If he's not around, the offense is going to be stagnant, and you definitely need him if you're trying to change around his offense and be more run dominant. And some of the things that Alvin can do with the football in his hands, I think that it will put the Saints in the right direction. And I'm not too surprised by this. This is one of those situations and one of the reasons why it's not very good to keep kicking the can down the road. I mean, you keep kicking the can down the road, putting all this phantom money into fake years, and eventually the chickens are going to come home to roost, and you're going to find yourself in the same situation. And the Saints have a decision to make. And I know this sounds crazy, but they got a decision to make. Are they going to re-sign Alvin Kamara, or are they going to allow him to, get released, or are they going to try to trade him or something like that? It's going to be interesting to see, because the way his contract is set up, and I'll get into that on Bleacher Report, it's going to be very, very interesting to see how this thing is going to pan out there. So good luck with all that. I mean, it always seemed like when the Saints are starting to go in the right direction, there's always something that comes up. But I'm not mad at Alvin at all. These guys put their bodies on the line. They put in a lot of production. They do a lot of things for this team to get us chanting and dancing and singing "Who Dat" and all that other stuff there. And then all of a sudden, it's time to pay him, and we can't get mad. I know some people, man, he's selfish. He ain't there for OTAs. He ain't a real leader. All this different stuff, huffing and puffing. That's how y'all do it. That long when y'all talking about players. All right, it's always the player fault. How dare he want the money that he deserves, right? But anyway, as I tell my son to close the door, Pat.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, player, Daddy.
Okay. Thank you. All right. But anyway, yeah, the contract situations, the contract situations, I'm not mad at him at all. That man wants his money. It's no different if you're working hard and doing what you need to do and, handling up on your business, you're going to need your money. All right. Who that? All right. But anyway, you're going to want your money, right? You're going to want them dividends. You're not going to try to negotiate and all that kind of stuff. If you feel like you put the work in, you want your money. So I don't want to hear any negativity about Alvin Kamara in this whole contract situation, because we can't get mad at a guy because he wants money, but we want all the production in the world, and we want it for the low price of $3.99. That ain't happening. It is not happening. I'll take a few comments, and before we get up out of here, I'm gonna try to read as many. I won't say as few, as many as I can. As we do. Sorry about that. I'm gonna read as many as I possibly can. Until I guess 5 minutes, for about 5 minutes. Kamara leaves the field to take a a dump. That's the big news. Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know if it's big news or not, but when it comes to the contract, but like I said, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to talk a little bit more about that on Bleacher Report. I put the link down in the chat. I'll make sure I do it again for those that just tuned in. You got to download the Bleacher Report app in order for you to be able to check out Saints Talk with Timothy J. Jones. Make sure you check it out, man. I'll get a little bit more in depth, and I'll still answer your questions if I don't get to them here. TJ, leave Nick Wright out of this. Fact, TJ, you got some of these fans saying trade him or saying he can leave. These people crazy. Look, that's how it always goes, but that's people counting pockets, they look at these guys making X amount of dollars and they feel like, oh, you're making all this money. Why should you complain? But we always have a tendency of trying to count somebody else's bread. And we will not put ourselves in these situations. We will not want to put ourselves in highest order. If somebody came to you and said, you know what, I know you've been grinding for the last 10, 15 years. I know that we can't do certain things without you. We need you here. But guess what? I need you to take about a $2,000, $3,000 pay cut from your salary. Man, we'll be huffing and puffing like we the big bad wolf. It is reality. The fact is, these guys make a certain amount of money, yes, but compared to what the NFL is making off these players, it's well within their rights to want more money. It is well within his rights to want a nice contract so he can be able to take care of his child and he'll be able to take care of his grandkids and his great grandkids. I have no problem with that whatsoever. Anybody that's talking like that and saying that, oh man, if he don't want to be here, you don't want to be here. It's not about that. You want to work, right? You got to work in order for you to take care of your family or to do whatever the heck you want to do, rather than buy a car, to pay for your house, whatever you got going on, right? You got to work. So it's just that simple. You want to get paid at the end of the day. So all this hypocrisy that's going on, pocket watching, like miss me with that nonsense, man. You're a clown. Because if you're not going to look at yourself in a certain situation, you're not going to say, oh, I'm gonna take this $5,000 pay cut. I'm just saying it in minimal, right? Because we ain't making millions upon millions of dollars. You will not do that in your actual life. So why would you expect a player of his talent and his ability to want to take a pay cut? And honestly, you got to ask yourself this question. Yes, I am about to go there. What the hell are you taking a pay cut for anyway? What are you taking it for? What are you taking a pay cut for? I mean, it's not like the Saints are a Super Bowl contender here. Like if this was maybe Sean Payton or something like that, and you're close and you still got Drew Brees on the roster, yeah, I can see the guy, taking a little bit of a pay cut or a hometown discount or whatever, because he knows that probably at the end of the season, you're going to probably be flirting with a Super Bowl. But when Derek Carr is your quarterback, and no disrespect to Derek, I heard he's playing pretty well in these practices, and I hope that he is turning the corner, but he hasn't won nothing, right? He isn't proven. Dennis Allen ain't proven, and neither are any of these players on his roster as of right now, for the exception of Colin Sanders and Willie Gay. Tyrann Mathieu, I want to say those are the only guys on the roster. I could be missing somebody. They got a Super Bowl. So other than that, like all these other guys are trying to do what he's trying to do, which is win a Super Bowl for the very first time. We got to look, it's not like we talking about the Chiefs here. It's not like we talking about the 49ers. Like, it's not like you're talking about an all-world quarterback that's worth you taking a hometown discount for, because he's going to put you in Super Bowl contention. This is a team, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you want to accept it or not, it's up to you. This is a team that's trying to figure it out. I don't care if they didn't come behind the microphone and say, we trying to figure it out. A blind man can see that the New Orleans Saints are rebuilding this football team. A blind man can see that the Saints are restructuring things right now inside of the facility, literally and figuratively. So why would this man take a hometown discount? Why? Because you can wear your 41 jersey and say, oh, man, that's our guy right there. That man got a family to feed. So don't ask somebody to do something that you wouldn't do in your own life. Yes, I just said that. But anyway, before we move on, it's been a while since I did this, and I think that it will suffice. But we have a segment here on the show that I like to call Clown of the Day. And, every now and then, I'll go into the dark corners of social media in the comment section. And you always got those people that's talking real loud but saying absolutely nothing. And by that, I mean the people that's talking loud in the chat but ain't brave enough to get in front of, these comments or try to call in about how they feel about a situation. So with that being said, send in the clowns. All right, our clown of the day. It comes from Ron Volstead 7437. Says, dude, Derek Carr is the quarterback. Why you spend so much time on two guys they may not even start in the NFL? Now, this was about the last episode that I did, Who That Nation. It was the last episode that I did about Jake Haener. It was about Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler having a little bit of a battle, right? They were having a little bit of a battle, about that number 2 quarterback position. And they took offense to it. So I guess this person feels like I should sit up here and talk about Derek Carr because Derek Carr is the starting quarterback. Well, if Derek Carr is the starting quarterback and nothing really is going on with that, why am I going to spend my time on Derek Carr when you have 2 young, talented guys that the Saints drafted that could possibly be that backup quarterback? So, yes, I did spend a show talking about Jake Haener and Spencer Rattler, but I do have a solution to this, right? Look, I tell people this all the time. I don't go out here. I'm not into interrogation, right? I'm not into waterboarding or anything like that, right? I don't force anybody to check out the State of the Saints podcast. People that come here is probably because they like it, and they enjoy it. Here's the solution that I have for you. Do your own show. Then you can talk about all the things that you want to talk about. But in the meantime, allow me to do what I've been doing for over 1,300 episodes, entertaining the masses and calling out clowns like you. As a matter of fact, all I gotta say to you is, man, start your own podcast. Don't watch mine. If you don't like the show, change the channel. It's just that simple, man. All right. So to this man right here, I have to pull his name up because I don't even remember it. Ryan. We'll call him Ryan. Volstead 7437. Couldn't even put a real name attaching to it. I assume that's not your real name. You, my friend, are our clown of the day. All right, we send in the clowns here today, and you are the biggest clown of the day. Don't tell me how to run my show, man. This is mine. All right. We talk about what's important. Right? We gotta focus on what's important there. All right. So there we go right there. Roger, thank you very much for the $5. Says, I don't think about the money per se. He always said that he wants to retire as a Saint. Man, what else are they going to say, Roger? Can't take what are they going to say? What are they going to say? They're going to be like, man, I want to be here, but if the money ain't right, man, I'm gone. Hey, who going to say that? Like, of course he's going to say things that are politically correct. He's not going to say, man, look, I'm conditional. I mean, how many fans would he have? How many supporters would he have? Right? I mean, I really don't know. So there it is right there. But once again, we're about to go ahead and switch gears. I'm asking everybody, once again, I'll go ahead and put the link in the comments. Download the Bleacher Report app. We're going to go over and talk a little bit more about Alvin Kamara. We'll get into the contract. We'll get into what is going to happen to Alvin Kamara because of this protest of sorts. We'll get into that. But thank you all so much for checking out the State of the Saints podcast. Previous episodes available on youtube.com. Search The State of the Saints podcast. You can follow me on X at TJAYJones8. And I really do appreciate you all. Once again, we're about to switch over to Bleacher Report. Hit that link. Download the Bleacher Report app so you can be a part of the conversation. Till next time, all I got to say is...
Thank you for listening to my daddy's podcast.
Hey, don't let these tears fool you. There's all dog around this mug. I'm good.